Hey, and welcome. If you're a parent, you know that guiding our kids through the digital world can feel, well, a little overwhelming. But honestly, it's also a huge opportunity to connect with them and teach them some really important life skills. So today, we're going to break down some simple but powerful ways to build healthy online habits together. I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? Our kids love their screens, streaming shows, browsing the latest trends. But how do we make sure they aren't just glued to a device all day? Or worse, stumbling across something they're just not ready for? How do we find that perfect sweet spot between connection and protection? Okay, let's dive right in. Look, this isn't about a bunch of rigid, scary rules. Think of it more like a compass, something to help you and your child navigate the online world together. We're going to explore how to set some boundaries, make smart choices, and really build a positive relationship with technology, side by side. First up, let's talk boundaries. Sound familiar? Have you ever found yourself in that daily power struggle over screen time? Yeah, you are not alone. Setting some clear boundaries is really the foundation for a healthy relationship with tech. It's all about creating a structure that actually works for your family and helps find that balance between the digital world and, the real world. And here's the key thing. We're not trying to eliminate screens completely. I mean, that's just not realistic today, right? The goal here is balance. We've all seen what happens when there's too much screen time. It can lead to a cranky, distracted kid. This is all about making screen time a healthy part of life, not the only part of life. And this just captures it perfectly. The difference a simple plan can make is huge. Without one, it's easy for our kids to end up feeling tired, distracted, and just plain stressed out. But with a plan, they're more balanced, more focused, and actually rested. It's a small change that can have a massive impact. So where do you even start? Well, it can be really simple. How about tonight at dinner, you just make it a device-free zone? You'd be amazed at the conversations that can pop up. Or set a clear daily limit for screen time. And hey, write it down somewhere everyone can see it. And timers? Using a timer is a great, neutral way to say, time's up, without any of the nagging. What I love about this is how practical these steps are. You don't have to be a tech genius to figure out tools like Apple's Screen Time to set limits. And scheduling that device-free time an hour before bed, it can make such a difference in how well your child sleeps. But my personal favorite tip, charging all the phones in a central spot overnight, it is an absolute game changer. Exactly. You don't have to go out and buy any fancy, complicated software. Most of the devices and apps your family is already using have parental controls built right in. For example, did you know that on most phones, you can set up restrictions to block explicit content and stop in-app purchases? It's just about knowing where to look and putting these powerful tools to work for you. And yeah, on platforms like Netflix or YouTube Kids, you can easily filter stuff for your child's age. But, and this is important, this isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. As your child gets older, their interests are going to change. So why not pop a reminder in your calendar to check in on these settings together every 6 months or so? It's a really great way to stay connected. Okay, so once you've got some of those boundaries in place, it's time to shift your role. You can go from being a digital gatekeeper to being more of a digital guide. This next part is all about connection. It's about moving from just monitoring what they do to actively being a part of their digital world with them. I absolutely love this quote from our source material because it just reframes screen time in such a positive way. It's not just about what our kids are watching, it's about what we're watching with them. It can be a fantastic way to bond and have some pretty important conversations that might not happen otherwise. So, how do you actually do it? Well, it's way easier than you think. Find a family-friendly YouTube channel you can both get into, something like National Geographic Kids or TED-Ed. Or, after they finish a show, just ask some simple questions. Hey, what was your favorite part of that episode? Or, if you were that character, what would you have done? It just opens up a natural conversation and shows them you're interested in their world. And this brings us to a really crucial part of this whole journey, empowerment. Think about it like teaching your kid to ride a bike. At first, you're right there, running alongside them, holding on tight. But eventually, you have to let go and trust that they have the skills to ride on their own. Our goal is to give them the tools to navigate the online world just as safely. So here are a few key tips to help your child become a really savvy digital citizen. First, use child-friendly search engines like Kiddle. Then, have a very clear, open talk about why we never, ever share personal information online, like our full name, school, or address. And finally, show them what clickbait or fake news actually looks like, so they can start to spot it for themselves. These are truly life skills for the digital age. Which leads us to our final and honestly the most important section of all. You can have all the best apps and parental controls in the world, but they will never be as powerful as just having an open, honest conversation with your child. Because at the end of the day, the best filter isn't on a device, it's the one in their own head.
So really, it all comes down to this. Your relationship with your child is the ultimate online safety net. It's the foundation that all these other strategies are built on. Because when they know they can come to you with anything, no matter what, without being afraid of judgment, that's when they're truly safe.
And why is this so powerful? Well, when you talk openly, you create a safe space for them to come to you if something weird or scary happens online. Whether it's a mean comment on a video or a strange message, they'll know they can count on you for help. It also helps them understand the why behind the rules, and it gives them a plan for what to do when things go wrong. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. After hearing all these ideas, from setting timers to exploring the web together, what's one conversation you can start with your child this week? It doesn't have to be a big, heavy talk. Just starting it, well, that's everything. Because when it comes to online safety, the most important conversation is the one you're having right now. Thanks so much for joining us.